Did you know that there are 120,000 Holocaust survivors living in Israel, and 1 in 3 of them are living in poverty? Shalom, friends. This is Akiva with Israel in 5, and I invite you to take advantage of an incredible opportunity with Meir Panim to help Israel's most needy citizens. 120,000 Holocaust survivors, people who saw the worst of the worst in this world, some of them struggling to get by with bills for food and medicine, rent, and other things. If you go to israel5.org/donate, you can make a donation to help these people as we approach the Jewish holiday season. In the Jewish tradition, we are taught, we are inspired, we are motivated not to sit down at our own holiday table until we know that we've done our part and we've done our best to help those in need to also enjoy and celebrate the Jewish holiday season. And this is an incredible way to do exactly that. Every single donation is getting doubled by the Steinberg Gift Fund. So everything you give will go even further to help these Holocaust survivors all over the state of Israel have what they need for the holiday season, food and gift packages, all the things that they need for the festive meals. There are thousands, tens of thousands of meals being prepared and delivered to Holocaust survivors, pantry boxes filled with all kinds of foods and supplies, and millions of shekels worth of gift cards being distributed to Holocaust survivors in need. But this can only happen through your help, through your generosity, through your donations, helping Meir Panim do this incredible, important, and holy work. Go to israel5.org/donate, make a donation. It will get doubled by the Steinberg Gift Fund. And this year, let's all of us together make sure that no Holocaust survivor goes in need and that every Holocaust survivor can enjoy the Jewish holiday season. All the best, my friends, and be well. Today is September 28th, 2025, and this is our weekly update on the ongoing war between Israel and the Hamas terror organization in the Gaza Strip and other terrorist entities around the Middle East. Shalom, this is the Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Most recently, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the UN this past Friday in a very, very powerful and straightforward speech to the world, continuing to explain why Israel is doing what it is doing, why Israel needs to continue doing what it is doing in the Gaza Strip against the Hamas terror organization. The world has been more and more on the side of criticizing Israel in recent months, and Netanyahu found it very, very necessary and important to stand up in front of the world and explain and share the justification for this war that is now almost 2 years long, Israel's longest war. Many, many delegates at the UN, about 100 of them, walked out on Netanyahu's speech. And other countries either left their seats empty or put low-level delegates there for his speech, showing a very, very sharing and broadcasting a very, very clear message from many of these countries that they don't really care about Israel's justification for this war, and that they don't really believe that Israel has a justification for the continuing of this war. But Netanyahu was very, very straightforward and didn't care who was sitting out there and who wasn't, because he was speaking to the world, not only to those present in the hall in the UN. And once again, as he has done many times in the past, Netanyahu spoke very eloquently and very clearly and very straightforward about why Israel is doing what it is doing and the enemy that it is fighting. The world needs to understand, he says, who Israel is fighting. We're fighting not a normal nation, we're fighting a terrorist organization, right? That even though it has lost almost everything, and even though it has caused so much destruction to the people that it supposedly represents, it still continues to fight, still refuses to surrender, still refuses to release the remaining Israeli hostages. And Israel is up against a very, very evil enemy. And that is why Israel continues to fight this fight the way that it is doing. And as we know, the main focus of the war in recent weeks has been in Gaza City, where about 750,000 residents have already left the area to humanitarian zones in the south. as Israel continues to take over that city, destroying more and more of Hamas infrastructure on a daily basis, trying to force Hamas into finally surrendering and releasing the final remaining hostages. Connected to that, the U.S. just shared a 21-point plan that it hopes, once implemented, will lead to an end to this war, a release of the hostages, and a resolution to this conflict. It includes releasing all remaining hostages within 48 hours, and then a slow phasing out of Israeli military presence in the Gaza Strip. It does not talk about Palestinian statehood, but that is one of the things that Netanyahu also spoke about in his speech, criticizing, condemning Western countries who at this time are publicly supporting the creation of a Palestinian state. He said that supporting that right now, right, so shortly after October 7th, basically what would most likely become a terrorist state on Israel's border, is comparable to America or countries around the world declaring their support for a terrorist state not that far from New York City shortly after 9/11. I think it's a very, very powerful and correct parallel and metaphor to use and to make in his speech, something that some countries on the world are having a hard time understanding, right? Just how evil Hamas is and how rooted in terror theology and philosophy they are, right? And Israel knows what it needs to do, and it keeps on fighting. That's why more and more soldiers continue to go in and out of Gaza, right? This latest wave of 60,000 soldiers being called up to continue fighting this fight. In other news, about 4 days ago, a drone sent from the Houthis, the terrorist organization in Yemen, landed in Eilat, Israel. Unfortunately, a very rare occurrence where Israel was not successful in shooting down an incoming missile, in this case a drone, landed in Eilat near a hotel, injuring over 20 people. A very, very serious situation, and Israel responded very quickly and very strongly to that, launching one of its most powerful attacks on the Houthis in Yemen since the beginning of this war. Those are updates for this week. I will continue to keep you posted, and we continue to thank you for your prayers, thoughts, and support for Israel, for the soldiers, and for the hostages who we pray will be coming home so soon. All the best, my friends, and be well.